All right, all right, chosen ones, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back, as usual, to another regularly scheduled episode on Antonicus Motivates. And yes, y'all already know about how we do about this time. About to go ahead and get into another video. And yeah, chosen ones, I'm gonna go ahead and crank up, warm up, get ready, man, because gotta hit day number 42 of the burpees training session today, man. And I'm not stopping. But I did have to stop yesterday to rest on the Sabbath day and everything. And I got my new Bible, man, from the thrift bookstore online with the hardback. And I got my highlighter pen. And this Bible looked like it has some little kid writing in the front of it or something, but it's got the hardback. So yeah, so I like it. So I was all up in here yesterday, man, in the Word, man. I had highlighted all these verses yesterday, you know. So I'm on my grind, you know, in the Word, and of course, you know, the full armor, Ephesians 6:10-18. You know, I got the shirt on this morning as well. I highlighted that one yesterday, and then I got the one in Philippians, you know, the being confident in this, that he who, Philippians 1:6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. I got many other ones in here, you know, that I highlighted yesterday, in here that was really like some of my favorites ones, man, you know, and everything. Thought I would just share some of that with you this morning, you know. Of course, you know, Philippians 4:13, you know, that's another one of my favorite ones. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. All things, you know. So these are the verses we continue to speak over our life every day, man. You know. And I like this other one that I was reading in Philippians 3, verse 7 through 9. This was another good one that I just was thinking about yesterday when I was going through all of this with my new highlighter pen. It says, but whatever was to my profit, I now consider loss for the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. And that's exactly what happened to us, right, chosen one? Because of this, because of who we are. I consider them rubbish, trash, that I may gain Christ and be found in him, not having a righteousness of my own that comes from the law, but that which is through faith in Christ, the righteousness that comes from God and is by faith. And that was Philippians 3:7 through 9, like I said again. But anyway, that's just a few that I had highlighted in there yesterday while I was doing my thing, resting, man. Just eating right, eating good, you know, getting in a lot of protein and stuff. And just eating at home, making my own meals, you know. Not really trying to eat out no more. All that garbage. You know, and so just gratitude for that. Gratitude every day, man. Gratitude attitude. That's what we got to keep, right? In the midst of these storms we're in, man. In the midst of my storm that I'm still in. You know, it's just like, you got to stay grateful, man. But chosen one, you know something else too, though, man. For real. You can't burn yourself out, man. You know. You can't. You got to take time out, you know. And it's like, you also can't look at what everybody else is doing, you know, because this is another thing that happens, is that we have the tendency to see what everybody else is doing and think, man, I'm not doing enough or whatever, you know what I mean? And this is how we burn out, because we try to do too much, you know? So we got to take this time, you know, every now and then, just to stop, to chill, to spend time with the Most High, to relax. But, you know, it's like, that doesn't mean that we're stopping. It just means that we just got to recharge and all of that, you know? Everybody has to stop and do that once in a while, you know what I mean? But besides all of that, though, you know, I'm back on it today, getting back on it today and everything like that. You know, I just got a lot I want to talk to you about today, as usual, and about your enemies and your haters. You know, we always going to have these discussions about them every day, Chosen One, because this is what we have to do. And there are many reasons for why we have to do this. But the main reasons why we have to do this is because, you know, these people literally have lost their damn minds, and they have, you know, tried to do the worst imaginable to us, but yet we still survived it. And they could never, ever stand up under the pressure we have, because we them Diamond Royals. And the things they've done to us, man, it's mind-blowing. But we have to tell our stories every day so that we can expose these people for who they are, for the, you know, the delusional, wicked, evil people who they are. Because I've been going over with you all the tactics they've used against us. And there's so many different ones they've used. But, you know, we've touched on a lot here on my channel. And if you are chosen and you know, then you know about this, you've been through it, you've dealt with it, you know what it's like. This is another reason why we have to talk about these things every day, so that way we can just, so I can just express, so we can express ourselves, and so I can express myself, and so we can help each other out with all of this, because this whole thing has become an epidemic all over the place with the way these people have done the chosen ones all over the whole world, with this gang stalking, the monitoring spirits and everything, all that they've done to try to examine us and everything like that, cherry pick our mistakes and hold on to them. This is all like insanity, man. It's totally insanity. It's total insanity, and it's very demonic, if you ask me. That's what it is. So, you know, what I wanted to talk to you about today, though, Chosen One, is about like how, you know, these people's delusions of supremacy or superiority over you, it was pretty much all based off of control and comparison. You know, they was all, I done told you about before in this secret competition with you, but they was also comparing themselves to you, and they were wanting to control you, control everything about your life, to keep you in the box. You had to stay in the box. But, you know, when you realize who you really were, man, that's when you unlocked your power, man. And when you cut them all off, then you was able to take your energy back. Then you were able to actually start getting back up on your feet again. You were actually able, and the Most High is the one who made this, possible for you. It was at that moment, that you were finally able to start regaining your strength again. Because these people, they are all energy harvesters, man. They wanted to take your energy. They feed off your energy. They wanted to steal your creativity away from you. They didn't want you to be able to do what you were passionate about. And they were really just trying to stop you the whole entire time. That's all it was all about. Or derail you, one or the other. Either stop you or derail you. And I've spoken to you about who this is. This is the entities. Ephesians 6:12, working through them. Many of them not even knowing, unbeknownst, that this was what they was doing to you. And that they was being utilized by the enemy against you. But you know that your main haters, they was out there running their mouths about you, which really helped this whole situation metastasize or snowball effect on you. These people were probably the main people who you thought was your most closest relatives or friends. These were the people who was probably the main ones. Many of you still don't even know who the main ones were. It's still kind of like a mystery to you. All you know is that you continue to build each day. You don't got time to waste to worry about them or what they was doing. All you know is that they showed you who they were when they left you for dead, basically. So that was the biggest reveal right then and there. Because it's like, chosen one, it's only when you're up when everybody wants to be around you. But as soon as you're down, that shows you who is really for you. As soon as you are down, as soon as you are going through it. Somebody said something about, and I know this has been sayings before, said that if you want to really know who's for you, go through some stuff. Hit some hard times, you know what I mean? Just hit some hard times, man. If you really want to know who is really your friends or not, hit some hard times, man. They gonna show you who they are. But they all showed you who they were, though. And so it's unforgettable. And you're never going to forget it. So when you continue to elevate despite what they did now with the Most High, this is going to really frustrate them. It is frustrating them at this time. And it's really making them upset because you were supposed to, everything they did to you was supposed to destroy you. You were supposed to be destroyed. They had already done pretty much counted on that. They counted on that as that was what was going to happen. And they had already pretty much counted you out. But they counted you out way too soon. They should have never did that. They counted you out way too soon, chosen one. You're that underdog. They underestimated you. They underestimated your strength and your resilience. But you know who you are, though. Now you know who you are. And this is another reason why you're going to be unstoppable. Now you know who you are. And you've got your energy back. Yeah, a lot of time went by. Yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Yeah, you can't get that time back. Yeah, it's a lot of things that, you think about that, and it causes you a lot of anger and stuff like that sometimes, but you know that's what these people want you in. They want you in this low vibrational state, this angry state, this state of, being mad all the time about what happened, being mad about the time that was lost, being, constantly replaying everything over and over again. This is another cycle that, we have to learn how to break. The chosen ones is, it's just like, you just got to keep building. Nothing frustrates them or infuriates them more than the fact that you keep building. After everything they did to you. Because, like I said, everything that they did to you and the way they wanted to be superior over you and have this supremacy over you was so they could control you and stop you from building. They didn't want to build with you, see? No, they didn't never want to build with you. They wanted you to go over to them, to be what they was about. But you didn't never do that, and you maintained who you were. You know who you are, like I said before. And this is what really messed them up, when you remembered who you were, and when you knew your true identity. Once you identified who you were. See, the thing is that you are positioned and seated in positions of power with Christ in the heavenly realms. Once you know your position, man, then you know your authority that you stand in. And then that's what you stand in. You stand in your authority, man. Once you stood in your authority, then that, took away everything that they thought that they, in their minds that were delusional, that they thought where they had these delusions of grandeur over you. Like they were more supreme than you or more superior than you. And you had to be inferior to them. And the way they did this was to try to keep you boxed into the box. They were terrified that if you ever got out of the box, that you could become all that you were meant to be and reach your potential. They never wanted you to do that. Let's just face it. But see, all this knowledge, man, everything that you've learned from this, chosen one, all of this knowledge that you've learned from all this that you've been through, this has all been a learning experience. Now you know what you're never going to let people do to you again. And you know your independence because you declare that. through the blood of Christ that covers you. And this has really got them furious as well, because that broke their cycle of control. This is part of the reason, like I said before, I know what drove them to do what they did to me. They was losing the control. But everything that was done in the dark will come to the light, chosen one, about what they did to you. All you have to do is continue to stay in alignment with your assignment. You know, that's what you have to do right now during this season. That's what we're doing. And just keep building, like I said. But anyway, I've arrived at my location. So, you know, as usual, I'm about to go ahead and get into this day number 42 of the burpees training sessions. And once I've finished all of that, then I'll get my backpack on, walk it out like we normally do on every video. And then I'm going to talk to you some more about this subject and about this topic. Because really, these people had this superiority complex over you. That's why they was trying to control you, to stop you, and to not give you the opportunities and everything that you deserve. To try to keep that from you. To not give you your spot that you earned, that you worked hard for. All right? So, hold that thought right there and stay tuned. All right, chosen one, so I'm back now. And back to what I was talking about before on the topic about this whole thing they had with you, against you, or really over you. This whole tactic or whatever. I guess it ain't really a tactic. It's just the way they are. It's just what they thought. It's just what they think. They think that they're superior to you, or that you're inferior to them. It's like a superiority type style complex, right? Or like supremacy over you. And this is all about, like I said before, it's all about comparison. You know, they was comparing themselves to you, to what you was doing. Many of them was angry and frustrated that they couldn't do what you do. Because see, what you do, nobody else does it like you. There is none like you. You're unique. And you was created for a specific purpose, like I said before, by the Most High. And so they was frustrated and angry. Really, that's all it was really about. Also, they was jealous that they couldn't do what you was doing, the way you was doing it. And they were probably secretly not telling you or anything like that, that they wish it was them who was doing it. So this whole thing of whatever they was doing to you, this is your fake family members, your fake friends, or whoever it was, co-workers, fake co-workers, whoever it was. This whole thing they was doing to you, probably like ghosting you and stuff like that, that was part of it too. They really don't want you to know just how good you are. So that's part of the reason for all that. And that is a control, a type of control. They want to control how you feel about yourself. So you had to learn your identity. You know, once you you had to remember your identity, who you were. Once you did that, once you remembered who you were, you know your position, you know, then you maintain your position after that. You stand your ground, and then after that, you realize how powerful you really are. You realized how powerful you really were. See, every one of you have this inside of you. Everyone has it. It's the greatness within. It kind of reminds me of like the slogan on the Everlast bag. The fighters bags, you know, like or the boxing gloves and stuff like that. I think there's like a slogan underneath it that says there is greatness within. Well, that really is true. There is greatness within each and every one of you, man. Your enemies know this, man. That's the reason why they had this whole superiority complex, you know, thing going on with you or going on over you. Like, to belittle you, to make you feel less than, to reduce you. You know, they have to reduce you because, see, you are that eagle. You also know how to fly solo, you know. That's another thing. You know how to fly above the storm. You use the storm to push you higher. I spoke about that before on other videos. That's what you're doing now during your growth season, your season of transformation, or whatever you're going through right now. But, you know, you realize and you understand now, you know, just what this whole thing was about with all these people, these fake people in your life. It's kind of like what we went over before on other videos when I talked about like this whole thing of like the silent treatment or whatever. This is part of it as well. So, you know, they have to, by any means necessary, be above you. You have to be beneath them. You have to put them on a pedestal. You have to pretty much kiss their, you know what, rear. But now you flipped it on them. Now you basically telling them no more. And they don't like that. It's almost like you reversed it on them. Now it's time for them to kiss your, you know what, because of the way they did you. But you ain't saying that to them. Or you're not going to act the way they act towards you. You're not going to treat them that same way that they treated you. You know, you want to see everybody do good. You want to see everybody rise. You know, when you see somebody doing good, you congratulate that person. Or if you see somebody doing something cool, something amazing, you know, you want to be a part of that. Or you compliment that person. Great job, you know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing. This is what many of them refuse to do to you because it was all about this superiority type of like supremacy over you type of complex. And you're not going to let it happen no more because you know your greatness. You know, you're not going to let this happen to you no more ever again. This is the reason why you had to cut them all off. So you could take back your power, so you could take back your energy. Now, you know, you was doing great before. You was winning before. There was seasons in your life. You was really, you know, making them accomplishments. You was reaching those goals. You was breaking your personal records and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
You were making new personal records. By the way, today I was a little bit faster on the suicide drill, so that was a pat on the back. You know, that these small wins, that's what we live off of, right? Each and every day, these small victories. You know, they can take everything from you. They can take everything away from you in your life, but they can't never take away your small wins. See, that's where you're gonna clap for yourself. When you got your small wins, you know, those small wins add up. Every small win, that's a W under your belt. That's a W. You know, and that's what they can't take from you. Every small win is a W under your belt. And you keep adding those small wins up, adding them up, adding them up, adding them up. One at a time. If you're a content creator like me, you know, it's daunting at first, you know. I mean, it's hard to do this. It's hard to get up and make a video every day. But every video that you make, that's a small win. Every video that you complete, and especially when it's about something that's real life stuff, because, you know, we're living in a society today to where people have been programmed to always like think that they're better than the next person or something like that. Everybody wants to be better than the next man. And nobody is like, this whole ideal of everything like where nobody lifts someone, nobody else up and everybody stomps everybody else down has got to change, man. You know, people got to start lifting each other up, man. People got to start being encouraging to one another and not so jealous and hateful and, you know, wanting to see others fall so much, man, because, you know, this whole type of superiority complex or thinking that you better than the next man and stuff like that, you know, this is what a lot of people thrive off of right now in this society. It's like some kind of like delusion, like I said before. These are like delusions that people have. But, you know, this is the reason why you can't mess with a lot of these people, because you got to be around other winners, other people, other real winners. Other real winners are going to motivate you. Other real winners are going to encourage you. Other real winners is on a whole different vibration. They're on a higher vibration. You see? These people who are on this type of stuff, like I'm talking about with this superiority and everything, most of them, they're like on this real low vibration. Some of them are witches and warlocks. Some of them are just straight up haters. You know, you got haters everywhere. You got young haters, you got old haters. You got haters of every kind. Haters are out there. They just hate to see. They just hate. That's what they do. They live for hate. They live in hate. They live with this, you know, negativity. It's a negative vibration. It's a low vibration. But you have big energy. You know, that's what you have. They saw that in you, really. They know that if you utilize all your energy the way God created you to, or if you really, you know, reached your full potential that you really could, it was terrifying to them, because what it is they have a scarcity mindset, and they think that if you win, they cannot win. You know, they have this, you know, this fear of you winning. Like it's like some kind of fear or something like that. But it's because their mindset is all messed up. They don't have winners' mindsets. They have losers' mindsets. This is the reason why they pay so much attention to you. This is the reason why they try to pick out your flaws or whatever. It's because really you embody everything, you know what I'm saying, that that they wish they had. But they would never let you know that though. So the way they had to come at you, or the only way they could get to you, was to try to get up in here, in your head, man. With this like whole thing, you know what I mean? What they did, all these different things they did to you to make you like you're a less than, like you're inferior. Also, they want to, another reason for this is so that you are dependent upon them. You know, they want you dependent upon them. So that way they can keep feeding you crumbs. So that way they can keep you down, keep you boxed in. This is another one of the main reasons for all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the main reason for it. They want you to eat their crumbs, and you know, they want you to stay down. They want you to be less than. This is another reason for why they did what they did to you financially. And that's a whole nother topic. But that's part of it. That's part of it. They don't want you to have any strength financially. But you know, you speak life over yourself every day, man. You know God's promises. You know what He has promised you. You know what you want. And you know what they've been trying to give you. And you know how you want to be treated. This is another reason why you set your boundaries. This is another reason why you pretty much drew the line, and now you have to teach people how you want to be treated. And now people have to earn your respect now. Not everybody can just come up into your zone. You know what I mean? Like that, just any kind of way no more. You're not going to allow that. You have to grow teeth. You're like an empath. You know, this is another reason. Many of the chosen ones is empaths. And many of these people who you've been dealing with are narcissistic people, because that's what narcissistic people do. They feed off of others' weaknesses and off of controlling others. So you cut off their food supply, which is your reactions, which is, you know, your dependency upon them. They want you to crawl to them. They want you to beg them. This is all part of this whole superiority complex type thing, man. But I'm gonna let you know, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, because I'm gonna tell the whole world, you know, everything that I've been through and experienced here on my channel, man. Just so that way I can help others. And that's what this is all about, man. It's all about motivation and encouragement to help others through what experiences I've been through, and that I've learned from, man. But what you have to do, chosen one, is you got to teach people how to treat you in this season, man. People just can't just treat you any kind of way no more. And you have to start making it known that you have needs as well. Because see, what people will do is they will take from you, and they don't give a finger in the middle about what you need. They don't care about that. You know what you need, you know what you want, and you're gonna go get that. And to hell with them, you know, because they will use and abuse you as long as you allow it to happen. And they will keep this superiority, supremacy type attitude over you until you realize your identity in Christ and in the Most High. and know where you are seated, the positions you are seated in the heavenly realms with him. Then you stand in your authority and you rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus Christ. You rebuke all that superiority stuff. I rebuke all that superiority complex stuff over me, belittling over me, trying to make me feel less than over me, trying to keep me in a box, all of that. No, that's where you got to say no. You just really have to say no to these people. No more. You have to get stern sometimes. I mean, like, maybe you got to start giving people tough love, man. Or just don't say nothing to them no more. Silence is the best weapon sometimes, man. Just don't even say nothing no more. And just do your thing. And they're going to hate that. But that's all right, though, because you have rights, too. You got to start making yourself the #1 priority. And stop letting people put you in last place, because you know you ain't in last place. You work too hard for this, man. That's what this whole thing about is, trying to make you feel less than. They try to put you into a further position behind them or something. When you know you done put in all this work, you know you done been, staying consistent, you've been dedicated, and you're not about to let nobody ball that up like trash and then try to make you feel like trash. No, you have rights. You have feelings, man. You know what I mean? Your feelings matter. So you make yourself feel good. That's what you have to do during this season, chosen one. For real, man. Because there's a lot of clowns out here during this season right now, and they're all over the place, and they would love nothing more than to see you feel bad. That's all they want. It's like that makes them feel good to see you feel bad. But you're not going to feel bad. Because you know what the word tells you, like I said. That's what you're living off of out here, man. You're not living off of these lies. You're not paying attention to these lies and these liars and these haters, because they're everywhere. And this is what they do with this whole superiority thing, all right? So if you made it to the very end of this video, then I guess this message was for you to hear today, chosen one. And as always, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up now, because I don't want to go way over time again, and I got to load this today. But this is another video going down in history. And this is real truth right here. And based on a true story, what happened to me in my life, man. And so that's how I'm able to share this with you today. And hopefully you will not allow people to treat you just any kind of way no more after hearing this. And you'll stand up for yourself. So, as always, man, peace, love, light, blessings to you all, chosen ones, and everyone out there today. I hope you're having a great day, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling well. I hope your mental health is well. I hope you out here doing whatever you got to do every day and not letting these haters get to you, man, or these things that's going on in the world, affect you. You keep your faith, man. You stay strong. You hold on. We don't never give up over here, man. It's no throwing in the towel. It's no quitting. So, with all that being said, I'm going to catch y'all all on the next one, man. Till the next one, peace. I'm out.